Which pass catchers have easy or difficult matchups for the 2021 season? We're breaking down the fantasy schedule for wide receivers with SI fantasy analyst Michael Fabiano. Fab's incredible research as always. A lot of data here. Do you say data or data? I'm more of a data guy.
I always say data. I don't know, but that's also the character from the Goonies, so I kind of like that.
All right, well, we have a lot of data here for all the pass catchers around the NFL. Starting off with the easiest schedule, we go to New Orleans, where Michael Thomas has a very soft schedule this year.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's good news coming off of a very disappointing season in 2020. We're not sure what he's going to look like in terms of having a rapport with Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill. I believe it'll be Winston under center in week 1. But look at the matchups, right? The division is very favorable. Atlanta, 2 games against them. The Buccaneers, 2 games against them. He's got the Cowboys, the Jets, and the Eagles, and all those teams were very generous to opposing wide receivers. I'm not putting Traquan Smith in here because, well, he's Traquan Smith, but Michael Thomas certainly should benefit from the schedule, at least based on 2020 numbers.
All right, so we know the Saints have the easiest schedule. Rounding out that top 5 in terms of ease of schedule, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Chicago Bears, the New York Jets, and the New England Patriots. So some fresh faces, especially with the Jets and the Patriots having smooth sailing for 2021. Let's shift gears and go to difficult or tough schedule based on fantasy points allowed. And we're going to go to Justin Jefferson, who had an incredible rookie season, but by your calculations, he has the toughest schedule of any wide receiver this year.
Yeah, Jefferson and Adam Thielen have a very difficult slate of games. In division, you got to play the Packers twice and the Bears twice. You've also got the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Rams. And in the fantasy playoffs, their schedule includes a game at Chicago, a home game against Jalen Ramsey and the Rams, and then a roadie against Green Bay. That's not good. I'm not telling you that Justin Jefferson is going to be a bust. You draft him where he should be picked. He's going to be a second-round selection. Just keep in mind that the schedule is very difficult for Jefferson and, of course, for Thielen as well. And we've talked about Kirk Cousins having a tough schedule at the quarterback position. It's not going to be fun sledding for those Vikings offensive skill position players. Doesn't mean they can't put up great numbers, but the matchups are tough.
All right, some other wide receivers with tough matchups are Green Bay Packers. So you're looking at Devontae Adams. The Cleveland Browns, you got Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry. For the Ravens, Rashad Bateman, the rookie first rounder, and then, of course, Marquise Hollywood Brown. And then the Chargers, you're looking at Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and some of their other playmakers there. Fabs, you also did the strength of schedule for the fantasy playoffs. Remember, this year's 18-week schedule. So we're going to start the playoffs in week 15, 16, and 17. DeAndre Hopkins, wow, and the all-pro wide receiver, things are going to get really easy for him right when it's time to win that trophy.
Yeah, in 2 of the 3 matchups, you got the Lions and the Cowboys. They gave up the 3rd and 5th most fantasy points to wide receivers, respectively, last season. So that's pretty good. Also good news for Christian Kirk, AJ Green as well, although, of course, Nuke is the superstar wide receiver in Arizona. Also good news for Kyler Murray.
All right, so that gives you a little taste of the strength of schedule work by Mr. Fabiano for the wide receiver position. Check out all 32, a breakdown of all 32 teams. Plus, Fabs, you did quarterbacks, running backs, tight ends. They're all on Sports Illustrated. Check it out by going to si.com/fantasy.